Hi everyone, Jennifer Brown here, Director of Baca Wines. I'm so excited to be with you all here again on our Monday night game night and happy hour. We've had a really great last month where we've had different guests on Monday nights who I get to play games with and also, of course, share a nice glass of wine. Today should be no exception. Before I start, I wanted to just give a shout out to all of the people who are helping keep our country running. I know it is a tough time for all of us around the country, but I'm so grateful for the first responders and the grocery store workers and all the essential workers who are helping to keep our country going. So cheers to you guys. Today I have a fabulous guest named Alex Curry. You know her from Fox. She is a sports reporter and has covered some amazing games and special moments in sports history over the years. She's had quite an illustrious career, and she also has some really fun stories that she's gonna share with us. Today, I'm also gonna play a game with her, and it's gonna be a surprise for her and for you guys, what we do. So now I'd love to invite Alex to join me and see what he's doing down in Hermosa. While we wait for her, I just wanted to say that today we're going to be drinking our cat's Cradle. Hey, Alex.
Hi!
How are you doing?
Doing great. Excited to be here with you guys.
I'm so excited for you to be here. How is your Monday, your week starting?
It's Monday. It's so funny because during this time, I can honestly say I forget what day of the week it is pretty regularly. It's usually, this should be like my busiest time of year because baseball, soccer, just is it me? Is it you?
Oh,
Are we
sorry.
good?
I think
Oh no, that's good.
just cut out for a second.
Okay.
But
You
yeah,
bet.
no, I did hear you, and it's so crazy. I know, but sports are hopefully going to be back soon. But I'm sure it's really especially crazy in your profession.
Oh yeah.
Well, I would love to pour you a glass of wine.
Oh, okay.
Can I do that? So today, for everyone, we're drinking our 2017 Cat's Cradle Zinfandel. You got your glass?
Yep.
Wonderful. You got it? Oh, look at
Cheers.
that. Cheers. To a great start to a week.
Mm.
So before we talk about this wine, I would love to ask you what you've been up to during shelter in place. I mean, I know you've been still working, but what have you been doing for fun?
We've been doing so much. It's so interesting because I kind of like think of this quarantine as like stages.
Yeah.
Like the first week, it was just like, okay, everything kind of shut down a little. Like a lot of the networks shut down. It was not really sure how long we weren't going to have sports. So we just kind of went into like Netflix and chill. And we had like the binge week. And then I had like the clean the house week. And then you're like, okay, now I really need to start doing something. And then the creative juices started flowing. And my husband's a musician. He has a studio just down the street. So we started having fun with everything, just from cooking, going, because we have two dogs, so we're able to go outside and take them on walks. So finding new places to kind of take them out on walks. We were doing like day trips up to places just to take them on a walk or take them to a beach that was still open. And just really having fun and enjoying this time together. He usually tours during the summer, and I'm usually working every single day during the summer. So it's kind of the first time since before college that I've had this much time off at this time in my life. So we're taking advantage of it and enjoying this time together and trying to be positive and happy. And yeah. Oh, those are the games.
You know, it's funny. So you shared some photos with me that I wanted to share, but it looks like some people are getting cut off. So where's this?
So that's me. You can't see me, but that's definitely me. And then that's one of our signature drinks we've been making. It's we have a good, like a local company around here called Later Days Coffee, and they gave me a bunch of cold brews. So I started making these ice blended Irish coffee cold brews.
Oh, fun.
And they're so yummy. And we've been playing backgammon every day. We play like 3 to 5 games, and we sit out on our back patio with the dogs and just enjoy it.
That sounds lovely. And the weather is so nice there, right?
It's pretty beautiful. So this is my mom's birthday, and Mother's Day was last weekend. So I have three sisters. I'm one of four girls. So we went to the botanical gardens and did like a nice social distance, like family walk hangout.
Oh, that's so fun. Those
Yeah.
gardens are those what do you call them? Not vertical, but hanging gardens?
It's the living walls.
Oh, living walls. That's right.
I
It's
think that's what it's
beautiful.
called. I don't know, but they're stunning. So many weddings are. It's like right up in Rolling Hills, Palos Verdes, and people have weddings there every week. It's so beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous. Someone is
Yeah.
asking where you live, Alex. Will you
I'm in the
tell
South
us?
Bay. I'm
Awesome.
in South Bay, Los Angeles, born and raised Manhattan Beach. Still pretty close. My whole family still lives here, and it's home. It's always
Aw,
been home.
so nice.
Yeah.
Um, oh, oops, I don't want to share that photo yet, but I do want to
Okay.
take this photo off. I've got more. Alex shared lots of fun photos with me that I'm going to share in a minute. Well, so I thought we would talk about this wine.
Okay.
So this is our Cat's Cradle. The vintage is 2017. And for those of you guys at home, I have done this a couple times, but I think it's always a nice refresher. I always like to try wine the same exact way so that you make sure you don't miss anything and you can really focus on the wine and experience it.
Okay.
And it just kind of makes it a fun little ritual. So I call them the 4 S's. And what I mean by that is see, swirl, sniff, and sip. So
Okay.
some people might just drink wine, which is lovely too. But I think if you're
Yeah.
going to really appreciate it, it's nice to actually go step by step.
Okay.
So I thought we would do this together. And I know you have a lot of experience tasting wine. So,
Yes and no, because after the first stop, I usually don't remember what I'm taught. Do people actually spit it out when they're tasting? Like, I know you're supposed to, but like, do people actually do that?
it depends. Like we have days, especially when we're blending, when we are tasting like no joke, like 80 different wines. So
That's
you have to,
insane.
which is insane. And it sounds
Yeah.
like to stay fresh. So you have to spit the wine. If you're having like 3 or 4 wines, you definitely
Okay.
don't need to spit. Okay. And I'm sorry,
Okay.
by the way, I think my connection is being a little weird right now. So I apologize. But let's look at this wine together. So for me,
Okay.
I see a dark, rich
Do I have
color.
too much in the glass? Do I have to let some out?
No, that's perfect. Well,
Do I have too much in? Should I let some out?
it's a little full, but I think it's going to be fine.
That's how I pour my glasses. Hold on. Let me pour.
Okay.
I got another glass I can pour some in. So basically,
Okay.
I have a heavy pour. That's good to know. I'll put a little in here.
The only reason why it's
Never too much wine.
it's a lot. It's just for the swirling part of it. um.
Okay. Does that work?
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
So let's look at it and we can talk about the color of it. So generally I like to look at the color. The color tells you a lot about the wine, what kind of wine it is, the level of acidity, the age, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So when I look at this wine, I see a very rich, dark ruby color. Actually more like
Yes.
garnet. More like garnet, I would say. What do you
Kind of
think?
matches your shirt.
Oh, it does kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call. All right, so now we're gonna swirl it. So it's a good thing you switched glasses.
Okay.
And swirling is not only fun, but it also
Yeah.
serves a purpose. What we're doing is we are releasing the aromas from the wine up into the glass. If you
Okay.
don't swirl it, you actually won't be able to smell anything.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, so now we're really gonna stick our nose in there and then we're gonna smell it.
Mmm.
Do you like it?
I love it. Zins are my favorite.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Like
So
I
good.
absolutely love Zins.
So this wine, so for me, always on this wine, I get a lot of blackberry.
Okay.
And then I also get a hint of licorice. But something that is common in Zinfandel is just berries in general, whether it's raspberry, blackberry,
Yeah.
cherry. Do you find that since you like Zin?
That's what I was just gonna say. It reminds me of berries. That was like the one thing I was getting
Totally.
from it, and it has like a creamy, like a smooth finish, which is
Yes.
why I like Zins. It's a nice, easy. Like I feel
Mhm.
happy. Like,
Yeah.
this is nice. This is smooth.
Good. It is happy and it is smooth. And maybe like a hint of vanilla, I would say too.
Okay.
Which sometimes gives it a little bit of smoothness too.
Okay.
part. We have to sip it now.
Now you sip. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's
What's you breathing in air? Okay, walk me through this, because if I do
Yeah.
this while I'm talking, it's gonna go all over my phone.
So there's
Okay.
a lot of different ways you can do it. You can do it like mouthwash if you want, but you can also just like leave it on your tongue.
Swish it around like that.
You can swish it around if you want to, or you can do what I do, which is hold it on your tongue and just bring in a little bit of air. The purpose, the reason why is, you have these different taste buds on your tongue. And so you want the wine to hit all of the taste buds. So if you bring in air, it can interact with them and then move around your tongue. So you make sure you taste everything.
Okay.
Okay, you can try it again. Mm-hmm. That was very elegant, Alex.
Was it? I'm like trying not to have it drool down my face.
Well, the one thing that's not elegant about wine tasting, though, is that I always get purple teeth afterwards. But it's just, a hazard of the trade.
Yeah, I have to be careful. My 2 front teeth are fake, so they all get different colors.
Know it.
The 2 front. I know. I walked into a giant cement pole in 8th grade and knocked them out.
Oh no!
So I have to be careful with red wine, because you can tell they turn different colors than the rest of my teeth.
Oh, that's so interesting. So, well, they look exactly perfect. I'm so sorry. Can you?
That's okay. I have a glass of wine here, so it's an easy wait. It's an easy hangout, and it's an easy wait.
Well, if I get disconnected again, which sounds like I live in San Francisco, maybe my neighborhood is bad right now or something, but feel free to just talk about whatever you want if I get disconnected again.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say was, I still get a lot of the berry flavor on the mouth for this when I taste it. But something that I do get that's different is that it has a little bit of, this is a really technical term, but minerality, which is hard to describe, but it basically is a little bit something different that you don't get in a lot of wines.
Okay.
And it comes from cooler regions where the wine tends to be higher in acid. And so the minerality on this wine I really like. And I always think about it because the region that it comes from is called rock pile. And I think about rocks and minerals and then how those two are similar. It's actually a super, super cool area. The region, which is in Sonoma County where this vineyard comes from, is very high in elevation. So it's above the fog line. So it gets very cold.
Cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it overlooks Lake Sonoma, which is a man-made lake, but it's beautiful and it provides cooling up to the grapes. So they're just perfectly ripened, but also keep that freshness from the cool air.
Sonoma Napa is such a special place. It's anytime my husband and I have free time, we've done like 4 trips up there.
Oh, nice.
But it's still a trek, obviously, from LA to go up there. But it's like you said, it's stunning. There's so many different beautiful regions around there that I can't wait to explore more.
Well, and speaking of Sonoma, or next to Sonoma, I know you told me that you've been to Napa and you've been to our Hall Winery before.
I did.
Tell me about that.
It was so fun. So I had a girlfriend get married up in Tahoe, and we're like, little did I know how far away Napa was going to be from Tahoe. I was like, easy. We'll rent a car in Tahoe and we'll drive down and go to Napa before we make it back to LA. It took us the whole day. It wasted the whole day driving. I should have just flown from Reno into San Fran and done a car there. But it was so awesome. We stayed at the Senza Hotel.
Oh,
we walked to the restaurant that was right there the first night. That was so
Don Giovanni's.
Yes, which I actually heard about it because the manager of the Angels at the time, Mike Sosha, spends a month in Napa during the off season, and that was one of his favorite restaurants. And so it was on the list, and it just so happened that we were walking distance from it. And yeah, it was so magical. Like even just like walking through the vineyards in the morning and hopping around to a couple different vineyards that we went to. A really fun thing is we went to, is it Mum that's out there?
Oh,
Or
yes, the sparkling wine winery.
yeah, so then I also went to Mum in Reims when I was in France.
Oh, fun.
So I got to kind of experience both and see the difference of like the United States version of it and then
Yes.
like the original Champagne region in France version of it, which was
Yes.
awesome.
And that's something you and I have in common because I went to the Champagne region a couple years ago and fell in love just like you
With Reims?
with Reims. I know.
With Reims.
Well, it's funny how people in that area pronounce it so many different ways. Like I've heard like Reims.
Okay, so this was hilarious because USA's very first game in the World Cup was in Reims. And so I was a reporter there. It took 5 days of getting every like person that was on TV to say it the exact same way. Because everyone, when you go there before you hear it, you're like, oh, Reims. You're like, no,
Right.
it's not Reims. We had a couple French-speaking reporters, and it was like, we're not going to sound that way. How can we do it in like an American version, but still sounds French? And, you know, we're not being disrespectful, and we're saying it correctly. So Reims is what we came up with. Reims
like it.
is how we said it on TV.
It sounds very sophisticated. I like it. So someone just asked, what was your favorite champagne when you were in Champagne?
That's really tough, but I do have one here. I'm going to just take a moment. I have my wine fridge right behind me.
Oh, perfect.
I actually
Perfect
think I
location.
have one. Okay, let me see if I can get it. It was the Mum's Reserve.
Oh, perfect.
You can only get it at the winery, so you can't buy it anywhere else other than there.
That's awesome.
And I've been saving it. It's the Blanc de Noir.
Oh, how lovely. Yeah,
So,
as I'm sure you learned that their champagne can be made from either red grapes or white grapes, and so Blanc de
Yeah.
Noir is from red grapes. Oh,
so that was
lovely.
probably my favorite. 'Cause it was the first time we got to go down in the caves, and we
Yes.
walked through like the crazy caves that are like all throughout the city. So that was really cool. That was really fun.
It's amazing to think about how the whole city is just like you're walking over wine caves. The whole place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Someone just asked about a wine pairing for fried chicken, and I thought that it's the perfect time for us to transition to the game that I asked you to play with me today.
Okay.
The secret game. Okay, so for those of you guys watching, I asked Alex to pull out 6 different ingredients, and she has no idea what we're about to do. But I promise it'll be fun.
I put them all in a tray.
Oh, how lovely. Perfect. Okay, so we've got pasta,
We got pasta,
hot sauce.
lemon and lemon juice. I didn't know which one you wanted, so I had both.
Perfect.
Chicken, cinnamon, right there,
cinnamon, okay.
Garlic, and goat cheese. That's
and goat cheese. Okay,
it's a slice of goat cheese.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You might have been able to guess this, but we're gonna go one by one. And your job is going to be to say whether that, because I know you love cooking. You're doing a weekly cooking show on Thursday with your mom and your sister.
Yeah, just my mom. Me and my mom.
Oh, just your mom. Excuse me.
That's okay.
And I know you love to cook, and I've got some fun pictures to share. But I thought your job would be to say whether that spice or that food would go well in a dish paired with this wine. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so it sounds easy, but it's actually kind of tricky. So no pressure. No pressure whatsoever.
Do I try this? Like, do I take a bite of the cheese and the chicken and the lemon and the hot sauce?
If you want to, you can.
I mean,
might as well.
I'm gonna pair it and see what I think, right?
Perfect.
Might as well go 110%.
Might as well go 110%. Okay. Well, the first one you may not want to try because it might ruin your taste buds, but let's start with the hot sauce. Let's start with the hot sauce first.
Okay. Well, it's sriracha. Everyone loves a good
sriracha. Of course. Okay. So the question is, would this go well in a food dish paired with this wine or no?
Oops. Well, it's kind of spicy. I feel... I'm going to say no.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the deal with hot sauce, and I may have ruined it when I said you don't want to ruin your taste buds. But the deal with hot sauce is that it's just so overpowering to all of your senses that
Oh
it just
yeah.
doesn't pair very well with almost any wine. A little bit of spice, well, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hot sauce is just too much. I mean, if anything, maybe you'd want to pair it with a wine that has a little bit of sugar in it, like a late harvest wine or something that's sweet.
Okay.
But it's not great with red wine, in particular, Zinfandel. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go with maybe chicken.
Okay.
Chicken.
Yes.
Also correct. Nice work.
Yeah. I would want to drink it with the chicken.
Okay, so 2 for 2. Yeah, so chicken is, it can be either a neutral meat or it can be like a little bit more robust, but this wine has a lot of tannin, and so that pairs well with meat in general. So it'll just, so. Okay, so your choice now. Which
Yeah.
ingredient do you want to choose?
But I got a slice of goat cheese. Hi guys. Okay. Goat cheese.
Uh-huh. Perfect.
Okay. See, I'm biased because like I love cheese and I love wine, and I'm always gonna say they pair well together. So I'm gonna say yes. I could be wrong, but
Okay, so I should caveat this by saying everyone's tastes are their own, but generally speaking, goat cheese does not pair well with this Zinfandel. It might with another Zinfandel, but because this Zinfandel is a bigger one with bigger tannins, it's going to be overpowering to the goat cheese. So it might taste good, but it's not going to actually showcase that goat cheese because it's a little bit more delicate with its flavor. And so it's just going to be a little bit too overpowering. But if you wanted to put it together, I would maybe put it on a cracker with a little bit of like berry compote or something to kind of spruce it up a little bit.
Okay.
But you're 2 for 3, so that's still really good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
It's a good batting average.
Okay, let's try what do we got? Maybe the, oh gosh.
Lemon?
Lemon, perfect. Let's do lemon.
So I have an actual like lemon and I have like lemon juice. So what are you thinking? Like lemon, like?
I was thinking like if you're cooking with lemon.
Ah, okay. It's like lemon chicken or something like that, or
exactly.
Lemon on fish. It's weird because I usually like when I think of lemon, I think of like a white wine, like have more of a white wine with it. But I think this could work. No?
Okay, so you're saying yes?
Wrong again? I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Well, again, you could do whatever you want, obviously. But
Again, you're wrong.
But I would say no. I think that lemon is better with a dish that's a little bit lighter. Exactly, like a white wine or a lighter red wine.
Yeah.
We make a lighter Zinfandel called Double Dutch that I think would be really good with it, or a lighter Pinot Noir or something like that. I think for this wine, a lemon would just be not a great pairing. But you know,
that's okay. That's cool. Okay. I'm just a fan of the wine and everything that I'm smelling, so I'm like, yeah, this is great. Do it. Bring it on.
But you're still doing super well.
Okay.
So I think we've got two more ingredients.
Yeah, we have pasta and then we have cinnamon.
Okay, perfect. Your choice.
Cinnamon. I put cinnamon in like everything.
I love cinnamon.
I love cinnamon.
Me too.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes too.
Yeah.
Nice work. I like cinnamon. I think it's perfect with a lot of wines, especially this one, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so then your last one was
Pasta.
It's a hard one.
I'm gluten-free, so everything is like a little different.
I'm gluten-free too.
Oh yeah! Gluten freaks unite.
Oh, what's up?
This has been like our family favorite, the best one we found, the organic brown rice jovial.
I like that one.
Yeah. Or the red lentil pasta. We do a lot of red lentil pasta.
Do you ever do the Basta brand for their chickpea pasta?
Ooh, yes, I've done the chickpea pasta. Yes.
I like it too.
All good.
Okay, so what is your verdict for pasta? Yes or no?
I like this is where it's tricky because like when I think of pasta, I'm like, yeah, any red wine could work. Um, and it depends also on the topping. Are you going to go with like a pesto? Are you going with like a marinara? Are we going with like a cheese sauce?
Okay,
I'm
you pick the sauce, and then or you tell me what sauce you think would go best with it.
okay. I'm gonna go with pesto.
I agree with pesto. I think pesto pasta would be perfect with this.
Okay, yeah.
So nice work.
How'd I do?
I think you got 4 out of the 6 right. So by all
Ooh,
accounts, that's definitely the majority.
I'll take
So
that.
nice work, Alex. That was hard.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to you. My mom was commenting earlier too. I don't know if you've met my mom, Catherine, but she says,
Hi, Mom.
Alex, you are a really great sport. This is not easy.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay, well, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's 5:25 already. Okay, there's so many things I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
You've had, like we talked about, such an amazing career, been able to cover some awesome stuff, like when you went to cover the World Cup in France, and on that same time you got to go to Champagne. Tell me about some of your favorite moments in sports.
I'll kind of go in like order.
Okay.
Just so because they're like all these moments are like so special to me. It's like kind of hard to pick a favorite.
Totally.
I'd say my first memorable moment was I filled in 2013 for one game for the Angels, and it just so happened that one game in May, Mike Trout hit for the cycle, and it was like the first incredible crazy moment of his career. It was my first game covering the Angels. The next season I became the full-time reporter. So that was the first. And then 20 reporter, so I was on the ice, a part of that whole crazy celebration, being a part of the parades with them, and just sharing that raw emotion with the fans and audience at home was so unbelievably special. And just the way that they came back and won after being down to San Jose Sharks, which was a whole other can of worms. But that 2014 same year, Angels also won the AL West. So there was just like so many crazy, awesome celebration moments. Moving on from that, I would say Albert Pujols hitting his 600th career home run, Grand Slam style, and I got to interview him live on the field in front of 40,000 fans right after the game and really share that milestone, like his emotion of reaching that milestone with everybody there. Because that's kind of the biggest challenge, and I think the most important part of being a reporter is how are you going to show what that athlete is feeling and the raw emotion that they're feeling in that moment with the audience, because you're the liaison.
Yeah. I have a question about that. So, we all watch sports games, and I always wonder, like, who gets to actually talk to the player on the field? Is that pre-decided, or is it the first person to run up to them?
Oh yeah, no, it's the sideline reporter. So like I always do.
Okay.
After the game.
Yeah.
Like for the Angels, or for like my next thing was like Women's World Cup, or like when I was doing the Kings. It's different in like a championship scenario. So like if they like win the division or if they win the championship, there's so much going on at once. There's a couple different crews. And so like you'll be stationed. And when you're stationed, that's where the players are kind of brought to you. So like when the Angels won the AL West, I was on the field. So like I was getting everybody on the field. We had Jose Mota was in the clubhouse. He was getting everyone in the clubhouse. Then we had, I think it was Patrick out on the set, and he would just kind of like traffic cop toss it to whoever got a player. Because at that point it's just mayhem. You're like, you come here now, give me this interview. Let's talk. Come on, because they're celebrating. They're spraying champagne everywhere. It's like mayhem. So you just kind of have to go into it how you can, which leads to my next one, which is the women winning back-to-back World Cup champs. And I was the U.S. embedded reporter in France for 6 weeks, and every step of the way. Like I followed their qualifying. I followed like when they were training in London before they went over to France. And then every single day I was with them, just sharing their journey. And it was so magical to see how that group came together and was just able to do what they did. And that happened on a Sunday. I flew home from France Wednesday, Thursday, I had like one day to like unpack and get ready. And then Friday, I was back at Angels. And that Friday game, the Angels were honoring a player who passed away, a pitcher, Tyler Skaggs, and everyone wore number 45. I wore jersey number 45. His mom threw out the first pitch, and they threw a combined no-hitter. And it was like one of the most magical moments to be a part of. Just that week was one of the craziest weeks for me in sports, going from Sunday in France covering the women winning the World Cup to then Friday back home with the Angels and covering the no-hitter. So it was pretty crazy, but it was so special in so many ways.
And basically, I think what you're saying is, Alex, that you just bring good luck to whatever team you're covering, is what it sounds like.
I hope so. I hope so.
And also, I was just going to say, for the World Cup, that was a really emotional experience for me watching the World Cup, but I imagine for you playing soccer growing up, that probably was even more special.
It was crazy, just the whole full circle side of it, because obviously I grew up playing soccer. I played in college. That was my sport growing up, but I never really got the chance to dive in and cover it. Mm-hmm. So to have the World Cup really be my first big project back in soccer, it felt like it was the right time. It felt like everything had worked up to that moment, because I had been working with Fox since 2011 and I'd covered every other sport but it. So I was prepared, I was ready, and it's a sport that I grew up playing and I knew everything about. And just to have it be with the women, and just how incredible their story was and their journey was, and seeing how they really came together and brought everybody together, was just so magical. It was so special and so magical. I get chills every time I talk about it. From Hawaii.
Yeah, Jack has been asking for happy birthdays, hasn't he?
Happy birthday, Jack.
So I'm going to share a couple photos, because you've been cooking a lot, and I know you have the cooking show on Thursday, so I thought I would just share a few dishes that you've made. Oh, fun.
So delicious. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Let's see. I have a couple more that you sent me.
Is it working? You back? Yeah. That was delicious.
Wonderful.
What else we got here? I'm curious. We're only getting it. Oh, it's hard to see that one. But that was like instead of doing pasta, I do like butternut squash zigzags a lot for my pasta. So that was like a full veggie pesto pasta with eggplant. That was really yummy.
Oh, fun. That looks so good. And I'm vegetarian, actually, so I would love that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it is 5:33. I don't want to take up more of your time. It's been so fun. We could talk for
that was wonderful
about topics, but it was a pleasure. Thanks, Alex, for joining me. I know it's a crazy time for you, but it sounds like you've been able to do some fun other things, like spend time with your husband and your friends and your mom, and get to do more cooking. That's really fun.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to you. Thanks for joining me, Alex.
Cheers.
Here's to sports coming back hopefully soon.
They're coming. They're coming, baby. We had NASCAR this weekend. We had Bundesliga soccer in Europe. We have baseball in South Korea. It's like slowly we're seeing it around the world make a comeback. So they're saying maybe baseball in July. We're all hoping for it, but
hopefully. Well, we'll see you soon. Thanks again for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right,
this was wonderful. Alex. Cheers, guys.
Fun. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We've got next Monday, also another really fun show. We have a special guest who's a surprise guest that we'll be announcing soon. And then tomorrow, tune into our Walt Wines channel, where we're going to be having a really fun psychic medium join us, who's going to be predicting all kinds of fun things for the future, with Jeff Zapelli, our general manager. So hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you soon.